Hey coin collectors, and welcome to the DC Coin World International coin channel. And it's the 1980 1-cent coin from the United States, the Lincoln penny we have here. In God We Trust at the top, Liberty back here behind Lincoln. 1980 here in a D here. This of course is for the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint in 1980, they made 5.14 billion of these. But if you get one that's in really, really good shape, say MS 67, and it's a little bit red, you might be talking about a few $1,000s. But it's going to have to look really, really, really good. What's really, really, really good? Well, let me show you an uncirculated penny. And so this is actually in the cellophane or plastic, and you can tell. And this is from Philadelphia. And you can, if we look right through it, we can see that it is kind of reddish. So that's always going to be a help. But we also see that even just looking through it, we can see kind of little scratches on the surface, some dents in here. When we tip it up, we see that, not that easy to see the VDB here. Didn't come out that good. So you can get an uncirculated set with a penny that's not great. I mean, this is pretty good. I don't know if it's even MS65. MS65 would be worth about $12. Well, $8 to $12 for a Philly. Maybe a lot closer to $12. So this probably isn't even an MS65. But let's look at the back and see what the back would look like on a really good penny. And this is a little closer there. You can really see Lincoln in there. You can see the FG over here for Frank Gasparo really well, the F and the G, and he did the Lincoln Memorial pennies. You can see the crenellations here. United States of America. I love that small O. You see the dots here very well. You get down here and you can actually see the planters or whatever those things are. The stairs look pretty good, but you can see even these stairs are a little chippy. So this is not going to be an MS65, and you see some scratches there. 1 cent it says, and you see almost like a little bit of a burn mark down here. And sometimes that comes from it just being heated. Sometimes it comes because this was a copper zinc blend, and sometimes the copper and the zinc didn't blend together as well as they could have. This is a funny little edge here. See how it's flat here, thin here, a little bit of a dip there. This coin maybe offset a little bit, but still it's not going to be worth anything. So that's what a really good penny looks like, but a MS65 penny looks even better than that. So the chances of finding something that good in your change, pretty close to slim and none. So this, we showed you, this one is of course the Philadelphia one, and that of course is this one over here. One of the things a lot of collectors like is how these get a little bit of a patina and a coloring and a used bit to them. And sometimes you can get some of these that haven't been circulated or that are in really good shape and that have the purples, and that's where you might find some really expensive ones sometimes. Now, they did switch these in 1982 to a copper-plated zinc. So essentially they went from about a 95% copper with some zinc to a 95 or 90+% zinc with some copper. So these ones, the copper zinc blend with mostly copper would be called brass, and it could be blended with either zinc or tin, and you would still call it brass. And some of these coins over the years did have tin in them, or zinc and tin in them. All right, so in 1980 they had these two. They made 7.4 billion. At Philly they made 5.1 billion at Denver. They also made them at the San Francisco Mint. They made 3.5 million. If you can find one with an S on it, and you won't find one here, and that's because it wasn't a general or regular circulation coin, it was a proof set coin. The S coins, because they haven't been circulated, are going to probably be worth somewhere around starting around $5, and that would be for a proof 65. Now in 1980, what other coins did they have? Well, there's one that's still kind of around, but it's not really around. But let's look at that. and that is in 1980 was the second year, of course, of the Susan B. Anthony $1 coin. And we see this is a Philadelphia one, Susan B. looking to the right, in God we trust, under her chin. We see the stars on this side, the stars on this side, 7 and 6, 13. And guess who engraved this coin? We go right down here, we see the FG, which is, let's get that penny back again. Let's put our FGs together and see what we get. So this is a Susan B. Anthony FG, or Frank Gasparro, and this is the penny. And if we put the penny on top, we see that it's quite a bit smaller. And on the back of the Susan B. was maybe Frank Gasparro's greatest moment in engraving, and that is the eagle landing on the moon. So in 1980, they had not only the penny, but they had the Susan B. Anthony dollar. You see this is the back of the Kennedy $50. And on these $50, you notice that the mint mark is way down here. They also had, whoops, other way, they had the quarter. And see how these get turned around in the uncirculated mint sets? The quarter with a little tiny p, the nickel right here. There's Jefferson with a little p there. There's the penny. And then, of course, they had the dime. So in 1980, they did have about a dollar. Well, it's counted $1.50, 75, 80, 90, $1.91 in change in here. These came out in 1980. They cost $9 new. The PD and S versions. And let me see if we can find any S's anywhere here. Yep. Not in these versions, because guess what? The S's came out in a separate version. So these cost about $9, and they had a few dollars worth of change, and now they sell for about $7.50. So they're not really expensive. The pennies in these might be worth a couple dollars each, uncirculated U.S. pennies. So probably not really worth spending a lot on them, but if you can find some like this just in your change, I would keep them, just because we're talking over 40 years ago now, and these coins, you can still get them in your change every day, and I think they're worth collecting, even if they're only worth 50 cents to $1. All right, have a great rest of your day from DC Coin World International Coin Channel.